Hello, you guys. Namaste, and thank you so very much for being here. My name is Nela Maat, and today I'm going to be sharing some information about our spiritual journey. Things to take into consideration. I'm just here sharing. I'm not here forcing. Please take what resonate, live with us, and I have respect and reverence for everyone's journey. You are where you are, and the truth is that forcing never works, and that's not the way, right? All I can do is to follow divine guidance and my position, right where I'm at on my journey. It requires for me to share and to be, of course, respectful, right? There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot out there. We are in the times of, oh my goodness, right? Communication, technology, there's so much data out there. Anyone can open a channel, anyone can go buy some tarot, read from the cards, make their own oracle. I said that because it's true. Anybody can just, you can put something together, right? You can just tell ChatGPT to do all of the things and put some courses and make some designs, and there's a lot out there. And so, what is true? What is a fact? What comes from integrity and what does not come from integrity, right? So all I can say to that is that part of this journey, right, is maturing not just our energy field, but maturing the way we relate to life, right? So we must cultivate the gift of discernment. Discernment is something that requires experience, and it requires, I'm going to say, introspection. It requires not just listening with our ears and our ego and our body of desires and attachment, but it requires integrity, honesty. It requires self-inquiry. It requires to feel the language of energy, right? Because if you work on all of these things that I just mentioned, okay, you'll find yourself taking your time before you kind of take something to be truth, right? That's what discernment does. Discernment says, you know what? All right, I like what I'm hearing. All right, this feels good. All right, now I am practicing self-inquiry. Sorry. Now I'm practicing self-inquiry, and I'm checking, right, with the aspect of myself, my inner sage, and the aspect of me that practice integrity, right? And now I'm like, okay, yeah, this is resonating, and this is good because feels good, it's in alignment with my values, and is in alignment with all of the work that I have been putting, all of the efforts, all of the sacrifices, all of the studying, right? So, like I said, there's a lot of people who are speaking very negatively about people like me who are here in social media sharing my spiritual gifts, right? And so the only thing I can do is to share through this message to say, hey, I am not taking on, the karma. I am very intelligent. I'm self-aware. I'm spiritually aware. I have understandings of the laws of nature. I understand the above and the below, and I know causing effect and consequences, right? And because I have been putting the work and doing the work, I don't want to mess with the universe or Mother Earth, my ancestors, or God, you know what I mean? Or everybody. I do not want to take on your karma because I'm here telling you what you want to hear, because I'm here being deceptive and trying to, just feed you and manipulate you through emotions, because this is what these people do. You know what I mean? It's very easy. You just know what buttons to press and what to say, and there are certain words that trigger certain reactions in people, right? And so if you listen to what I offer to the collective, I'm always calling people into integrity. I'm always reminding you of the necessary work. I'm here to illuminate. I'm here to reveal. I'm also here to confirm. However, like I said, right? You who is on the other side, you have to be the one who cultivates discernment, and you have to be the one who check with your inner sage, right? With a part of you that holds wisdom and truth. Yes. And so when we're talking about navigating and spiritual awakening, and true and spiritual awakening is it's a roller coaster. It's a call to correction. And a spiritual awakening, that's literally divinity, God, the universe saying, hey, you're ready. You're ready for correction. You're ready for evolution. You're ready to study. You're ready to transform. You're ready to let go of unhealthy habits, unhealthy behaviors, unhealthy ways of communicating. You are ready to heal your relationship with your finances. You're ready to heal your relationship with your family. You're ready to put down the swords of defensiveness, to put down the burdens and the programmings and the conditionings and all of it, you guys. We're talking about inner child healing, ancestral healing. We're talking about healing our inner teenager. We're talking about going within a period to where we have to practice solitude, right? And like everything in life, you must commit to this journey. If you are not committed, then you're going to find yourself slacking, right? You know what I mean? What happens when you're not committed to something? It's difficult to show up, right? Okay, let's say you want a relationship. Well, you can want a relationship, but if you're not choosing and not taking the steps and committing and putting the efforts, there's nothing. There's just like, I want a relationship. Well, a part of me believes I want a relationship, but there are other parts of me that are maybe afraid of doing. You know what I mean? So it's the same with everything in life, right? And so this journey is going to shake off your foundations. Anything that is built and has been built in foundations that are deceptive, weak, untrue, are meant to crumble. Just like what happens in relationships, right? We can lie and we can pretend. However, you will find yourself worried, preoccupied, oh my God, because anytime here comes the revelations of truth. Well, it's the same with our spiritual path. You're being called to correct, to take accountability, to be impeccable with your words, with your actions. You're being called to be responsible. You're being called to heal your relationship with your body, with your mental body, with your physical body, with your spiritual body. You're being called to study, to put the efforts, to put the work. There's a lot that comes with this. And if you want to make your life easier to navigate this plane of existence, you have to ask yourself, where are your foundations weak? And that's not to disempower ourselves, that's to be truthful. Do you struggle with addiction? What are those addictions? Where do they come from? What's behind them, right? There is temptation everywhere. Everywhere. We are in the world of temptation, right? And now you can live your life from the lower mind, Mercury, or you can ascend into the higher mind and navigate this journey with more ease. Because once you know it's not worthy to go after instant gratification. It's not worthy to get lost in stuff that we have already done, that we had been there. You know what I mean? And so let me add this to the picture. Obviously, there's a time in our life where we're meant to go through the messes and the distortions and all of the things. How I perceive life and in my spiritual understanding, I'm never here shaming anyone. I don't shame myself. I've been there. I don't guilt trip myself or others. However, we have to see the stages in life. And like I said, when you are being called to awaken, it's because you have a contract and you're ready to seek correction. At the end of the day, the universe says, hey, you've been doing that. You've been doing that, and now you've been complaining, and you've been crying, asking for my help and my divine intervention. You've been calling the angels and calling nature. Well, here I am, and here comes the freaking roller coaster, right? Because when you are in distress and all of that, right, what are you saying? Please help me. Please help me. One of the illusions is that divine intervention, sorry, I have struggled with pronouncing that word, is going to come and look like, oh, let me just put a blanket on you and then everything is going to be fixed. And tomorrow when you wake up, yeah, it's all good. No. The divine, the universe, God is going to intervene in your life and is going to show you when it's to be healed, when it's to be integrated. Where are you lying to yourself? What are your addictions? How are you attached to? What is happening in your body of desires? It's going to show you the stories where you're saying, no, I cannot do this, I'm not good at that. And the universe is saying, okay, well, just because you're not good at something, that doesn't mean you're not meant to be learning and improving. Right? And so we want to add to this picture and what I'm sharing. Astrology brings that blueprint, the primordial planets, right? Everything is divine timing, is divine orchestrated. There are energetic alignments. There are meant to support us into addressing life, because a spiritual awakening is not about rejecting our humanness. No, it's about life as a human. And a spiritual awakening is meant to remind you and reveal to you of the sacredness of what is to be existing as a human. So it's never about escaping responsibility and I'm just gonna wander around and not do anything. No. And a spiritual awakening is saying, hey, you came here to go through certain lessons, certain things. You're meant to improve here. You take a look at your family. You're going to see where they were, not taking accountability, where they lost in addictions, where they, some of them did not study. So maybe it's you who are meant to go and do all of that. This is the thing. It's about our human experience. It's not about negating our human experience. It's not that, oh my God, you're here and you're somebody super chosen and now let's reject lower vibrational humans because I am some kind of something special. No, you're here, my love, in a physical vessel. Then you're here in a physical vessel. And so the work is the same. And yeah, maybe you're an old soul, for sure. Are we multidimensional? Yes, of course we're multidimensional, right? But I'm aware of that, but I'm not here posing as, oh my God, I'm not going to be hanging out with these people because they're so lower vibrational. Now I have these feelings of entitlements and believe that I'm so much more than them, and I'm going to be calling them humans because all of this. I don't need that, you know what I mean? Like I recognize and I embody my multidimensionality very differently. I know I am in a spirit having a human experience, you know what I mean? So there's no need to be creating new characters and wearing costumes and doing all of these things. I know that I'm not here to be the savior to humanity and to be the healer of the healers of the healers. No, I know, right? It's being revealed to me, the bigger picture, the larger purpose, right? Oh my God, our human experience is so sacred. Opening our heart chakra takes so much work, right? Grounding our root chakra and healing our ancestry and our lineage takes so much work and efforts, and there's sacrifices and there's transmutation of pain involved. There is, like I said, we're meant to seek for the correct data. You are meant to cultivate discernment. You're meant to ask yourself with self-inquiry, what is true, what is not. You need to know what are your values, what are your needs, how are you showing up in your life, what are you being called to do. How are you supporting yourself? Integration of the shadow, right? And put in the efforts to build your life, to be reborn, and then move forward on your journey. Next stage, okay, let's say the revelation of your purpose. Now you have a strong foundations. Now you have gone through the process of purification of your physical vessel, purification of your mental body, emotional body, right? Because what happens, you can be over here intellectualizing spirituality and you can sound very nice. You can speak about all of these things, but then your life is a complete shit show. Well, that's revealing to you that, yeah, in your intellect and your body of the intellect, okay, you have all that data, but you have not ground anything here in this plane of existence. And so if you're not grounding here, all of the knowledge and all of that, there's no wisdom, there's only knowledge. So this journey is going to wake you up to the revelation, right? How do you manifest from the above into the below? And then we have to realize that we are in the plane of outcome. So anything that is freaking happening in your life is a reflection of where you are at the level of the soul. So we have some people trapped in the lower astral planes. Some people, and so they are creating these stories of heroes, and they are the characters, and they are all these entitlements. Why? Because they have an attachment to that. They have created, new identities, ego identities, and so now it's playing out. And now is it real? Well, yeah, it's real for them because you are always creating. Is it real here? And for others, well, no. And then anything that is created under illusion is destined, the pendulum is always swinging. So what goes up is meant to come down, and it just la. And so, that's something else to take into consideration. If you're not grounded here and Mother Earth is not blessing you in your roots and you're not solid with your spiritual team and your ancestors, then anytime, prepare. And this is not to shame people. This is not to, none of that. I'm not wishing anything negative. No. At the end of the day, that's where you are at the level of the soul. I'm just putting this out there because it's up to you guys to sit with all of this and to ask yourselves, am I seeing things for what they are? You know what I mean? So there's a lot to this journey. There's a lot. You have to sacrifice temptations and all of the things of the world and get serious and committed to your journey. Yeah, it's going to require for you to take leaps of faith. You're meant to meet people and connections, and some things are temporary. Like I said, you just have to go with it. You're going to have to confront very challenging situations. Yes, in all kind of ways. Some people are challenged with their physical vessel, their health. Why? Because there's a story in their family of suppressing and unhealthy relationship with life. And so anything that we suppress is going to manifest in illnesses and imbalances and all of that. Some other people is finances, poverty mindset. Some people are like everywhere. You know what I mean? There are different levels and degrees. At the end of the day, and spiritual awakening is a call to evolve. It's a call to understand the cycles of manifestation, of creation, of evolution, of human evolution. And it is nature saying, hey, you are not in control. You are not. And then, oh my God, right? All the revelations, you're going to find yourself overcoming all of the stories where you tell yourself you don't have this, you're lacking that. Oh my God, are not meant to be doing this. The more that you create that the limitations for nature is gonna say, okay, all right, let's see. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is that things are never linear. We as humans have the tendency to think very linear. And this journey is not linear. And like I said, we can say one thing, one thing, sorry, but then watch the universe and watch nature coming in with a tower moment that's gonna ask you and require of you to show up and embrace and study and transform and do all of the things that you want told yourself that you are not meant to be doing and you don't want to do. And just because, we do all of that to we convince ourselves, right, that we're not meant to do things. Why? Because fear, what's happening in the unconscious. Oh my God. So, anyways, I'm just gonna leave it here because I feel that I've been sharing a lot, and I just wanna keep it sweet and short. I love you guys very much. Sit with this. Like I said, I'm not here forcing anything into anyone. This is what I'm here to do. May you be blessed in your journey. Let me know if this resonated. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. I love you guys.